we like made a slideshow listing out stats and facts and trends about why Barstool Sports, an internet company, should be on YouTube.com. And what's crazy is it didn't work. The presentation failed. Subscribe to the podcast, KFC Radio on YouTube.
Bang.
Barstool Sports is a company of morals and values.
Yes.
And but the non-content people, the producers, had a meeting the other day or got an email the other day talking about company values.
I wouldn't even know how. I wouldn't know where to start a guess with what our company values are.
I can't believe that this is even a thing that's happening.
Let's call it what it is. This is truly embarrassing.
This is mortifying. I said that the Dave taking down videos because it was Hampton's friends was the death of Barstool. Well, these are the nails in the coffin then. These 5 values or whatever, these are all the nails in the coffin. Because
there's 8 values.
They were emailed.
Values.
Imagine working at a company. No. Everybody doesn't have to imagine because you work at a company right now. You are sitting at a company right now where you probably get emails about, hey, these are our core company values and we should reflect these in all of our work. Barstool Sports is having meetings about our company values and recommending that employees print out the values and hang them up at their desk. That's a real thing. That's a real thing that happened. And so we're going to go through the Barstool Sports company values.
Which have conveniently been left out of being told to me.
Yeah, I don't know them either.
And I imagine most content people.
Okay, so we have them here blacked out. We're going to go one by one. Company values.
This is our first time seeing these. They're intentionally being revealed one at a time.
Number 1. Rep the brand as best you can. All right.
Okay. I just hated rep the brand.
Yeah,
rep the brand, guys. Rep the brand. I don't know what else to say besides that.
2.
In an insufferable voice.
We have lots of different brains. Be open to them.
What does that mean?
I mean, that's not wrong. You know, it's like you do have to keep an open mind, but like, okay.
Yeah.
3. Never change who you are. That's who we hired. Now that one we can talk about because virtually everyone who gets hired here, I can't speak to the nerds, so I don't know, but virtually everyone who gets hired here lies about who they are. and is completely underqualified to do what they do. Everybody is like, yeah, I can edit videos, or I can do the show, or I can do blah blah blah, and then you get the job, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck you do. So you have to immediately change who you are and actually become someone who can do this work because everyone else here is lying about their ability to do the work here.
Yeah, it's a real. I mean, it's like everything. It's a real fake it till you make it.
The most. This is the most fake it till you make it ever.
I think that. What is it? I'm sorry. Read it to me again.
Never change who you are. That's who we hired.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. All right. You know what? In a couple years, when you're being told to do more work, or you're not doing enough, or you're slacking, just say, you know what? That's not who you hired. I'm not changing. Remember me from 2018? That's who you hired. That's all you get. Number 4.
I'm the guy. I post links. I post link shares. Imagine that's what I still did.
That's all Feidelberg used to do is just click, put links to other websites. Which is so funny that Dave ever bought into that. It is the way, like back in the day, that was the way to build traffic. We link to you link to us, and everybody shares the same way that guests of podcasts go on each other's shows. But like Dave was always so like isolationist. Like, we don't help anybody. I remember when I still technically don't go on other people's shows because of from 5 years ago when we were told we're not allowed to do that. Yeah. Everyone else in the world grows their shows by going on other podcasts. Dave told us, no, don't do that.
It was Jesus, right?
Yeah, Jesus and Miro. Like there was never a better show for someone from Barstool Sports to go on. They were big, they were on the come up, it was on television, it was legitimate, and it was an entirely different demographic. Like, finally, let's get outside this Barstool bubble that we know we have on lock. No, don't go on that. You're going to help them grow. They're like, I'm putting Jesus and Miro over the top. Fucking morons. This next one's going to make you want to puke. Find the solution, don't be the problem. I mean, like, quite literally. No, John, stop. Whatever you're about to say.
They're all pieces of good advice.
Yes. Of course.
Like, I wanted to make fun of it. It's all good advice.
But they're,
don't print it out and stay.
I didn't expect this to be a list of 8, like, dumb.
I kind of did.
No. These are all dumb, corny, stupid, common sense fucking things that dumb corporate cultures tell you.
Okay. See, because I've never worked in that corporate culture, I didn't have a clue what to expect.
Yeah,
I'm hearing this stuff being like,
these are like
making a lot of sense.
Yeah, like don't be the problem. No fucking kidding. This is some shit that like Deloitte would be like. This would be like the like the 2012 like slogan of the year at Deloitte and Touche. Be the solution, not the problem.
Dude,
how about this? You know what the solution is? I'm gonna put a fucking bullet in my brain. How about that? Because I don't want to work at a fucking company that does company values, print it out, and put it in front of your computer. God damn it! That right there. Find the solution, not the problem. Is like the exact reason why I work at Barstool Sports, to avoid like that sentence right there. You fucking losers.
I'm glad you said Deloitte. I was driving by Deloitte recently. I think maybe in Stanford, and Kevin, it took me long after I drove past the building to be able to read it. I was like Deliot?
Oh.
Like,
Delati.
Like one of the business names I've heard the most in my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, Delio. And then like, I was long past it. I was like,
Deloitte.
That's what it was.
My friends used to call it Delati. Delati and Touch. Deloitte and Touche. When you work for an accounting firm, and the name of your company rhymes with douche, it was like just open season every time. When you're like a 22-year-old male and it's like, I work for Deloitte and Touche, and everyone else in the room is like,
Deloitte and being Touche? In the 90s, the last name gay.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
We had some tough times in the playground today, kid. Sorry, Randall.
Number 5. Now, this one we can talk about. Don't be afraid to try something new. I have been shot down at virtually every turn at this company. only to then, like 3, 4, 5 years later, be told to do the very thing I wanted to do several years earlier. There has never been a more closed-minded company. There's never been a more short-sighted, closed-minded, penny-wise, pound-foolish company in the world than Barstool Sports. Don't be afraid to try something new. Suck my dick. That's fucking insane, man.
It's also not what I was when you hired me, so I don't think.
Yep. You can't try anything new because I'm the same guy. Number 6.
I was actually thinking about that on the walk to work today. I don't know why, but the PowerPoint presentation we had asking if we could use YouTube, and they were like, no.
A full-blown pitch.
Honestly, the hardest we didn't really work that hard on it. It was Logan, but it was like
but that was I can just definitively say that's the only time in my entire career here that we have worked. Like we work hard, but it's always fun things and making cool videos and products and shit like that. The only time I've ever done anything corporate. PowerPoint presentation, Apple, what's it called? Mac, presentation, whatever it is. We made a slideshow listing out stats and facts and trends about why Barstool Sports, an internet company, should be on YouTube.com. And what's crazy is it didn't work. The presentation failed. We were told no. Something about a bucket. There can't be a hole in the bucket. And I understand, I joke about that, and ultimately, obviously, it was stupid, and we should have been doing it since. KFC Radio was on YouTube in 2012. If we had 10 years worth of growth, we'd probably be in a better spot. But at that point, we had an internal player, and we needed views to go to that player to make money to pay salaries. So while everyone else on the internet was like, you have to be on YouTube, Barstool Sports was like, well, we actually pay our employees, and we need to pay bills and make money. So we had to do some things that were a little bit more profitable in the short term. But sacrificing YouTube for it. I think the final solution we came up with was you can do it, but you have to also you had to put it on a player, the internal player, and you could link to it, or it was some half-ass.
I think we still do that.
Yeah, probably. It's
wrong.
bullshit.
I don't know.
I always try to tell these guys, just don't fucking do it. But then they're like, and then I get yelled at. It's like, well, then tell them we're not afraid to try something new. Number 6. I hate this one the most. Common sense. Use it. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess if we need to list these things out, motherfuckers.
Like, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
Come on.
That's like I really wanted the list to be 8, and I only have 7. So I'm gonna add one.
I mean, unless but here's the problem. As much as I make fun of this corporate shit, I'm sure managers of all companies can point out the times where their employees do wildly stupid shit. It's like, I didn't think I needed to list this one, but okay, So it's like, I don't know. Turn the microphones on. That's the corporate version.
That would be common sense, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. That would be common sense. You're right.
Oh,
Jackie,
okay.
print this out. Put it right next to that cat over there.
Here's a really good one. Here's the best one so far. Because you're right. All 6 of these things are like, you're not wrong, right?
Yeah.
This is all pretty much good stuff. Here is some foo-foo, fluffy, what the fuck does this even mean bullshit. And I'll be honest, I did expect like 8 of these. So I'm happy we got one of them. Ready for this one? Be there for your audience.
What does that mean? I don't know what any of it means.
That is complete gibberish. That sentence means not a fucking thing. Be there for your audience. That was someone who was like, we need 8 things, and we only have 7. Be there for your audience. So you know what that is? That's like somebody's like, you know what? Like, we've really just done like everything we can to like grow the numbers. Like we're pushing it, we're marketing, we're promoting. I don't know what else to do. Like, any recommendations? And someone goes, you got to be there for your audience. And the person goes, what the fuck does that mean?
Is that that's there like have a fucking regular like time you are now you
I have
play?
no fucking clue, John. It's gibberish. Like, if it said be consistent with your audience, sure, that would make sense. If it said engage with your audience, sure. Be there for your audience? What do you want me to like take you to the airport? You want me to help you move? You breaking up with your girlfriend? You need to talk about it? I mean, actually, we are all these things.
Yeah, as you say, in all those cases, if you ask me, I'd have no choice but to say yes.
But what gibberish?
If there was a direct, I could get away with it on Twitter. I'd pretend I didn't see it. But if you asked me to my face, I would oblige because
well, you're a sucker. But while we're doing these, keep in mind these are from Blattman. So imagine Blattman telling you be there for your audience. No. From above? Oh. I thought Blattman was the one like
he distributed it. This is like to the whole company. I think this comes from like Eric and up top.
Okay. But I picture Blattman when he was the one distributing this. So imagine Blattman saying
he was the one that suggested I hang it next to my desk.
Right. So he's the one I was like, print it out and put it up there. How would I slap you in the face, Blattman? Number 8. Always think about what more you can do to help. That I am wholeheartedly against. In the corporate world, absolutely not. Strike that from the record. Always think about how little you can do to get by. That is the opposite of the mail time life. And that's what sucks. The real, I mean, I'm making fun of Barstool, but I obviously still think it's a great company. But it's the turning point is that. That is really what, like, if you can pinpoint the moment when you go from actually wanting to do shit for your company to I want to do as little as I can and get a paycheck. That is if you have to boil it all down to like whether you work for a cool company or not, whether you're happy at work or not. When I was working for Deloitte, it was like, fuck this place. I just want to use them. They're using me and I'll use them. Whereas like early Barstool was like, I want this to be as big as possible because we're doing something cool here,
Yeah.
And I still feel that way about our work at Barstool. I don't know about the rest of the content and then the business people, but it's like if you are thinking about how you can help, and it's not how can I help? It's like, how can I fucking be awesome? How can we make this cool? How can we blow this up? But the minute that switches to like, how can I stay under the radar so none of you motherfuckers see me while I can get a paycheck and do as little as possible? The minute that switches.
What percentage of people do you think here do that?
Do that? 95. No. I mean, like nobody is thinking about like how can I help? Everyone's looking about themselves.
Yes, correct.
Now, what is good about this place is usually, your personal success is in alignment. You get bigger, the company gets bigger. The company gets bigger, you get bigger. So it's like I'm not doing it out of the goodness of my heart. There was a time where I was doing it like for Barstool, and then now I'm doing it for KFC Radio and us. But but I don't think any of the new people, and they shouldn't. Once it's impossible to keep the like equity guys type of vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because you're not. If you're new, if you join this company now, you're joining a 20-year-old media powerhouse. There's no fucking. Why would you feel like you're a part of? You're just jumping on the back right now.
Right.
And you can add value and shit. But so I think that a company like this, it's probably still like more than the average company, but it's still probably a really low number. What I can't understand, I don't know about the business people. Like I think the merch people are actually really like engaged.
Yeah.
They're like they want to, and I'm sure it's commission based and shit, so they're doing it for money, whatever. But like they work hard, they come with ideas, they are always available, they bust their ass during the holidays.
I would agree with that.
Like those are the only people that I work with directly on the business side that are like those are my people. You know what I mean? I trust them. I value them. We work together. Everybody else, I think, is just kind of like doing, here for the paycheck and
clocking in, clocking out.
Yeah, and I get to like drop the Barstool name every now and then. You know what I mean? For better or worse.
I disagree with that. There are a lot of salespeople. Now I'm thinking about it, on like trips and stuff we do. That
Yeah, I think it's more like the
MB's
support
team.
people. Yeah, like whatever MB.
People, if I know you.
Yes,
I think you're a very hard
brother.
worker.
I hate.
If I don't know you, I think poorly of you because I don't know you.
I don't know you because never change who you are. We just hired you. We don't know who you are. There's like a few people who are leaving soon that are like part of the business side of things that like they're the last people I know, and there's going to be a whole new shift of new names coming in, and I'm like, oh man, I really don't know anybody anymore. So let's real quick give just like three. Let's do three actual Barstool company values, meaning three things, 3 words of advice you can give to somebody here to thrive at Barstool.
Well, here's the deal. I'd probably give 8, and I'd give those ones because it turns out I'm lame. I think it's in fucking. I don't know where the phrase was officially coined, but I think it was in High Fidelity maybe, where the music's too loud, you're too old.
Yeah.
And my new one would be if the corporate policies make sense, you're lame.
You're lame. Yeah, you're like these are some good words of encouragement. No, but my
I'm
number
gonna
one
nail these things to everyone's desk like fucking Martin Luther's 99 Theses.
I would say number one thing, like the number one way to actually thrive here would be suck up to Dave. That's what I mean. Like the ways to thrive.
Honestly, the best way to thrive here is like Andy Dufresne meeting Michael Scott in The Office when it's like name repetition,
yes,
personality mirroring, and something else.
Right, like use our language, use our style.
That was one of the things when not when I first started, but when I first went to Boston, that was like a big hindrance to me. Because like the advice from Dave was like be me.
Yeah.
So I was trying to be Dave.
I know.
And everyone's like, you suck. You're trying to be Dave. I was like, I
know.
It's what he's making me do.
But it's funny when you like. That was back when you trusted Dave to give you good advice to help you and not help him. And then you realize that, it's like, no, I have to like make my own way. But so that's the thing. The quickest way to
he was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, just be funny. I'm funny. Be like me.
Be like me. Right. Which I get what he's saying. It's like when Jordan was like, I can't teach this.
Yeah.
But the quickest way to get some success is to do that. The best way to get real success, and it's harder and it takes longer and it might not pan out and blah 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 blah, like be yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It's like you can just
dude, being yourself here,
it's hard.
You're gonna fall on some hard times for a while.
Yes, because if you're just like Dave's buddy, you will ride the private jets literally and figuratively. You'll be on the jet, right? If you're under Dan's umbrella, if you're a part of Dave, if you're doing something with KFC Radio, if you're, a part of the established things, you'll be fine. But then a time will come where it's like, can you stand on your own? And you can't, because you've made your entire persona something that already is here. You know what I mean? So it's like you're not going to get as many views or downloads or whatever, and it'll take longer. But if you're building your own thing, you'll eventually, have your own franchise or get your own ads or whatever. It's like, I think that Jared did a good job of that. Like, I think Jared could have easily just like sounded like everybody else or done what everybody else did, and he like did baseball his way, his weirdo way, like his weird wrestling persona, baseball wacko thing, and stuck to his guns, and it paid off, and like he created his own thing. So, and I'm sure there were times where it was like probably easier to just fall in line or do whatever Dave did or do whatever Barstool always does. Not that it's hard to be like the Boston Red Sox guy at Barstool. It's not exactly like he was method acting or something. But
Jackie Robinson and Jared Carrabis just fucking,
hand
just
in hand.
really broke the mold.
Yeah.
It was.
But I think, initially thrive, suck up to Dave and do what he wants and be like him. Long term, do your own thing. 2, I would say, live in constant fear of screwing up.
That's an important one for any job.
I think a healthy dose of fear is legit.
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
It shouldn't like cripple you, but like a healthy dose. And I go back and forth because part of me thinks nobody like. I guess it really depends on how much you care about said company or product or service, but it's like. When I think about who I used to be afraid of sometimes, I'm like, that dude or that chick?
What do you mean?
Like a manager or someone. I was like,
oh, you mean pre-bars?
Yeah, like I'm like, oh my God, like I fucked this up so bad. Like she's gonna be so mad at me. Oh no.
Who cares?
Who fucking cares? Like you need to make sure, like for your own self, make sure you don't get fired. Make sure you keep your paycheck. I would hope that you want to get a raise and a promotion and a bonus. So do all of those things for that reason, not because you're afraid of getting like yelled at or whatever, Because I used to be like, what am I literally afraid of? And I think about this. I tell people that like young people this when they're working. The same way that like you will think that someone is like some manager is like the end all be all. And then, a decade from now, you'll realize that they were like 24.
Yeah.
And that they were like dumb, drunk, and hungover and making it up as they're going too. And at one point, I thought that they were like the smartest, most powerful people in business.
I think
and then I realized that they were just faking it too.
It's why the Stanford project was such a disaster so quickly.
Yeah.
Because like just a semblance of power
is
it just throws off so much.
The power dynamic is like everything in this world.
I used to think that bouncers were like a step below the Air Force.
Right, like they will throw you in jail. They are. These men are like are. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, like, dude, that's a guy.
But again,
who
so
pretends to look at my license while I walk into a bar.
Healthy dose of fear, like he'll fucking break your face. If
maybe. I mean,
depends on like what we're talking.
Not
about,
Nick was a bouncer.
Yeah, Nick ain't breaking faces. Yeah,
I broke a few.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, Nick will break your face.
Yeah. I mean, when you're facing off against a drunk person and you're sober,
well, that's the thing. Is like I would say there are still bouncers when you are like the you got your blazer on, your sport coat on, and you're dropping like do you know who my dad is? Like you should probably be afraid of the bouncer,
right?
Because you might get knocked the fuck out. But yeah, maybe be afraid, but don't be afraid. I don't know. I always tell you guys here, right? I'm like, I don't make you be afraid, but just be afraid. just operate as if you're afraid without me actually making you afraid, because then you'll do good work.
I remember one time, Dan was in Boston for something, and we wanted to go out, and we were like, because we were so scared something would happen. Like, dude, that was I feel like we've talked about it ad nauseum, and like the old days, and it's probably getting to the point where it's like, all right, we fucking get it, dude. It was hard back in the day.
Yeah,
and not hard, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I remember me and Dan just so we were like, there wasn't anything big happening, I don't think. But we were just so scared that something was going to happen.
Well, you would live in fear of just the chance that something might occur in the world.
Bro, we were like trying on different pairs of pants and we'd gotten an iPod because back in the day, and honestly I don't even know if you can now. I think you can now. You couldn't blog from your phone. Right. It was impossible. It could not be done.
Barstool.
Yeah.
Other companies maybe, but not Barstool.
Yeah, right. You could not blog on Barstool's WordPress from your phone. So you had to have a laptop with you. So we got iPads, but they're like the mini iPads, and we were just trying to jam them into our pockets. So in case something happened, so like in order to go to a bar for a night, company wasn't buying iPads. No. Spent like a couple $100 on an iPad. Like altered our pants. like put like slits in pockets so like an iPad could fit in it. Just like it's like
yeah, man.
Couple $100 night when we didn't have a couple $100. Yeah. Just to go to the bar in case something
might have occurred. I mean, I used to sometimes bring a full laptop, or I would have a friend at home. All of my friends had my login. And everybody knew the WordPress backend like a little bit, enough that they could put up a blog for me when like a home run was hit or someone had a walk off or so the game, something big happened in the game. And
that was probably the closest we've ever been as like a core.
Oh, because we all had each other's backs.
The 4 of us were all like,
as someone was always near the computer at one point. So like it was like what it was.
It was like G-Chat. It was like G-Chat, like who's not going out tonight? Yes. Who's not busy tonight? Okay, word. In case something happens,
it was the blogging equivalent of a designated driver.
Yeah.
You guys go out tonight and have fun, and I'll be the guy at home, and I got your back, and we publish under each other's names. Sometimes I would just write it for you or whatever.
Yeah.
But and I don't know. There probably was some times where Dave would email the team and be like, "How the fuck did nobody put up like that? This happened." But I think for the most part, that was a personal thing.
Pretty rare.
It was like Dave probably instilled it and scared us a little bit. But most of the time, that was just because I wanted to be the first one up.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to let any other New York blogger or any other sports blogger or any other Barstool blogger beat me to that thing because I wanted to be the biggest and the most followed and the most clicks. And so there is and that would be my third thing, I guess. And that just applies to anything in the world. Like you have to have like personal pride. And that's really why I think the major difference between jobs you like and jobs you don't, companies that are cool, companies that are not, so few people have actual pride in what they do. And they shouldn't. I'm not saying you should. Most of these jobs fucking suck. And you should be proud of like, whatever the ditch you're digging. But if you're lucky enough.
Like your name is on it.
Yes. It's like it reflects you. That's a good point too. If you are lucky enough to work at a place like that, like having that personal drive. So I guess what? That's a pretty corny company values too. So I guess this whole thing blew up in my face. Huh? We're at 94,000 subscribers on KFC Radio, the YouTube channel. I need to have it hit 6 figures. I need 100,000 for 2022. Let's make it happen. When we hit 100K, we'll give you all sorts of content. We're going to deliver on everything we've been promising. So please just subscribe. All you got to do is log in with your Gmail, click subscribe. Whether or not you actually even use YouTube doesn't fucking matter. All it does is help us. So take your Gmail, log in, click subscribe, and help us out.